Howdy everyone. Welcome to This Old Vegan. My name is Merlene Vassal. This year, I've decided to plant some of my vegetables directly in the ground and some in containers. In this video, I'll prepare my vegetable patch and plant my squash seedlings, some of my eggplant seedlings, and 2 types of beans. In part 2, I'll plant the rest of the seedlings in containers and show you their growth under a protective tent. I'm using the same area as last year for my vegetable plot. However, this year, there are way more weeds, so I decided to mow the area first. I love this little mower because it's electric and it weighs practically nothing, so it's easy to handle. I just need to be careful not to mow over the cord. After pulling up the larger weeds along the fence by hand, I used a bow rake to clear up some of the debris. Then I used a scuffle hoe to dig up the roots left behind by the weeds. I alternated between hoeing and raking because it was tiring, especially for my back. Because there were a lot of English violet and wild strawberry roots that can grow back if left on the ground, I removed them from my yard altogether. Next, I enrich the soil with 1 bag of compost. Every year, I say that I'm going to use the compost from my own composter, but getting the compost out just seems like too much work. Maybe next year. I spread the compost with a bow rake, then worked it into the soil with a digging fork. Next, I broke up the larger clumps and smoothed the soil with the bow rake. As always, I was looking out for insects to avoid hurting them. Finally, I was ready to plant. First, I put the yellow squash and zucchini plants in the ground. These varieties are supposed to be compact rather than growing into long vines. And here's Niobe, helping out as always. Digging holes and adding fertilizer. I planted 3 of the eggplants. I'm going to save a few to plant in containers to see which do better. Here I'm planting 2 types of beans. These seeds are a couple of years old, so they may not grow well. I put stakes by the eggplants so that they don't get lost as I add fallen magnolia leaves to serve as mulch. I probably should have chopped them up, but what can I say? I put chopped leaves mixed with grass clippings over the beans so that they will be able to push through. So here's the finished product, 24 days later. Only 2 bean plants came up and only 1 survived, so I planted a bunch more seeds. 1 eggplant was on the verge of dying, so I put it in a container in the backyard. The other 2 don't look too great, but the new leaves in the middle are reasonably healthy, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed. The squash plants look really healthy. I planted a couple more squash seeds that are still growing in containers. I plan to add them to this plot once they get a little bigger. Part 2 of this video will show you the vegetables and flowers that I planted in containers and the fabric tent I erected over the containers to protect them from all the critters that I feed in my backyard. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.